Hello, I'm coming to you from Jayco Coffee. This is a great place to get a cup of coffee. The food here is delicious and you get a free donut with every cup of coffee. Let's talk about something that's been bugging a lot of men lately, a double standard in modern dating. In the US, many women say that they'll only date a man who earns at least six figures, and they call it having standards. But when an older man who doesn't make that much decides to move overseas, say to the Philippines, and meets a younger woman who appreciates him for who he is, suddenly he's labeled creepy or a predator. Isn't that a bit hypocritical? Let's break it all down. So in America, the dating scene has become extremely competitive and honestly, a little unrealistic. Many women openly say they want a man who makes at least $100,000 a year. And according to US Census data, only about 10% of men actually do. That means 9 out of 10 guys are instantly filtered out, no matter how kind, loyal, and hardworking they are. And when you look at the 10% who do make more than $100K, not all of them are single and ready to mingle. Some are married or are in committed relationships. Now, American women who will only date the six-figure income men say that that's not greedy. It's just about wanting stability. And that's understandable. Who doesn't want financial security? But here's the question. If a woman can choose a partner based on money, why is it shameful when a man looks for a relationship in a place where his money goes further, like the Philippines, and he's appreciated for more than just his paycheck? But there are some Filipinas who, first and foremost, want to date a foreigner for financial security. And if a foreigner comes here with a retirement income of, say, $50,000 a year, his purchasing power buys him a lifestyle like he's living in the US and getting $150,000 of income. This, of course, is because the cost of living here in the Philippines is 1/3 what it is in the United States. When Western men, especially in their 40s, 50s, or even 60s, come to countries like the Philippines, Thailand, or Colombia, they often find something that they've been missing for years: respect, warmth, and femininity. These men aren't buying love. Many are simply looking for a partner who values companionship and teamwork over financial status. And in many developing countries, that dynamic still exists. Life is more traditional, families are close, and women often admire men who are responsible, protective, not just rich. But here's where the hypocrisy kicks in. When a young woman in the US dates a millionaire 25 years older than her, people say, well, she's smart, she's leveling up. But when a middle-class retiree moves to the Philippines, finds a loving woman who's maybe 20 or 30 years younger, people online lose their minds. Suddenly it's disgusting, predatory, or taking advantage. But why? Is it really because of the age difference, or because it challenges the Western social narrative that only women can benefit from dating up? If money and comfort are acceptable motivations for women's dating choices, shouldn't companionship and appreciation be acceptable motivations for men's choices? Now let's talk about the reality of relationships in the Philippines. One thing many American females don't realize is that Filipinas are not naive victims. Most Filipinas are very aware of the economic differences between them and foreigners. They go into these relationships eyes wide open. They're often attracted to older Western men because they tend to be calmer, more loyal, and less likely to play games. In return, the men appreciate the warmth, care, and loyalty that many Filipinas naturally give. It's not about manipulation. It's about mutual benefit. Two people giving each other something they both value. Stability for her, love and companionship for him. But critics who've never set foot in Asia love to paint these relationships as exploitive. Yet they're silent when a 25-year-old influencer in Los Angeles marries a 55-year-old millionaire for security. That's not called exploitation. That's called a power couple. The hypocrisy couldn't be louder. A lot of the criticism comes from Westerners who simply don't understand Filipino culture. In the Philippines, families are tight-knit. Respect for elders is deeply rooted. Age differences are not scandalous. They're normal, especially when love and commitment are genuine. Meanwhile, in the US, dating has become transactional and often superficial. Swiping apps, dating coaches, and high-value content have turned relationships into business negotiations. So when a Western man finds a woman overseas who still believes in cooking for her husband, respecting him, and building a family together, people back home get uncomfortable. Not because it's wrong, but because it exposes what's broken in their own culture. The real issue, jealousy and control. Now let's be honest, a lot of outrage isn't really about protecting women. It is about jealousy and control. Western society doesn't like it when men opt out of their dating system. When a man says, you know what? I'm done with the games. I'll build a life somewhere else. That threatens the narrative that men should keep chasing Western women, no matter how poorly they're treated. It's almost like these entitled American women want men, who they view as trash, to stay lonely by not approaching them and ridicule those same men when they revise their search by coming here to the Philippines. So instead of self-reflection, critics shame those men. They call them losers, predators, and creeps. But in reality, these men just stop playing a losing card game where the deck is stacked against them. So here's the bottom line. You can't praise women for having standards based on income and then for discarding a certain demographic of men because they don't make enough money, and then shame those men just because they come here to the Philippines and suddenly, in the eyes of the Filipina, they do make enough money. Everyone wants happiness. Everyone wants connection. If two adults, regardless of their age or nationality, find that together, it's nobody else's business. The truth is, love really doesn't care about geography, income brackets, or social approval. It is about mutual respect and shared values. And sometimes you have to cross an ocean to find that. Another thing that American women need to stop doing is labeling these passport bros who date much younger Filipinas as creepy sexual predators. Just because American culture dictates to these women that they can't date men who are considerably older than them doesn't make guys like myself out to be sexual predators. My definition of a sexual predator is someone who might start by asking a woman out, and then if she's not interested and she says no, he persists. He doesn't take no for an answer. He becomes obsessed with the woman, making her uncomfortable. The sexual predator may even become violent, putting her life in danger. But if a foreigner is older and dating a Filipina, he isn't necessarily a sexual predator just because of an age difference. And all of the couples that I've known where the foreigner was quite a bit older than their Filipina partners, the men just seemed like normal men. No weird or creepy vibe given off. If you agree that love shouldn't be judged by double standards or unfair labels, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, remember that bell notification. Then you can catch my future videos that cut through the noise. exploring what's really happening between Western men and Filipinas, and why the world is waking up to a different kind of love story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless and peace out.